Cowboys, hasn't it?
Against unbeaten Hawaii. That's a game worthy of anybody's attention.
I think it's appropriate to congratulate Marcus Allen of USC. He broke Tony Dorsett's single-season NCAA rushing record. Marcus Allen with 1,968 yards on the season. He has 2 games remaining.
Anybody from USC, Gifford will pop.
Well, that one certainly deserves it.
Yes.
What can I say?
Hey, there are a lot of people who can't walk that far.
I'm one up.
Dorsett, 37 yards in the first half. He needs 32 to regain the rushing lead in the NFL from George Rogers. He also needs 3 yards to take over second place. That, of course, now by Earl Campbell. Jones is deep as Mickemeyer. Kicks off for Buffalo. James Jones from the 8. And Jones hammered at the 25, gets to the 27, and we'll see the offensive unit for the Dallas Cowboys.
I must say, Buffalo has a way of closing holes promptly, don't they, Don?
Moving rather rapidly, I'll guarantee you. Once again, take a look at Rod Cush.
He's having a night on the special teams, isn't he?
He really is. You got to have it. On Dallas' side, you got Benny Barnes, 31, and Anthony Dickerson, 51. This side, you got Cush. He just weaved his way through and made a nice tackle.
You have no idea the amount of noise when you start breaking that wedge.
I don't want to know.
No, it's frightening. On 1st and 10, White. All the time in the world. Look out, Dorsett. Can you believe that? Lucius Sanford hit him, just bounced off, 73-yard touchdown.
Well, that ought to do it. That'll get him stirred up. You know what? That had an awful lot of time to throw. In so many ways, you can say this pass shouldn't even been completed. That's pretty good coverage when you look at it. Had a little time. Jim Haslett was 55, the guy there. Broke it, and there he goes. Tony D. He is fluid, isn't he?
He is tremendous. But that, when longest pass in Danny White's career, let's watch the extra point. The key, Buffalo's failure to capitalize at the end of the first half. I said it would cost.
Septien for the conversion. And Tony Dorsett turned what should have been nothing into something very special. This game's all tied at 14. First play from scrimmage in the second half. Dorsett goes the distance.
Here's two good friends. Tonight is kind of special.
Alex, I was just coming out to look for you, greenhorn.
We took a little detour.
Little detour? Little detour for what?
Well, we want to say thank you for putting up with us these last couple of weeks.
So we stopped at the store and picked up some Lowenbrow. By golly, you city folks are all right.
When you want the taste of a truly great American beer, tonight, let it be Lowenbrow.
We had such a good time. We're coming back next year. Okay, but don't tell my horses that.
Everybody used to work here very late. No more. Because of this. It is TV. This typewriter. It is Lanier's Easy One.
Lanier's new Easy One work processor. Now it's so easy to zip out accurate reports, memos, letters. Easy to maintain lists. Easy for your total business to perform like it should.
But will it do Windows?
The new Easy One from Lanier. We make your good people even better.
Explosion time here at Texas Stadium. The crowd really had just settled into their seats. Some of them had not even come back from the concession stands. And Tony Dorsett, 73 yards, touchdown. Septien kicks it low. It's a squibber taken by Rob Riddick. And Riddick gets down the sidelines in good fashion, out over the 30 to the 32-yard line. So Buffalo will have their first possession. They were stunned, I'm sure, but this is a team of character and poise, not to mention talent.
Well, now we'll test the character of this Buffalo team.
I think more importantly, we'll see if the Cowboys learned anything at halftime about how to cover the pass.
I doubt that.
Well, we'll find out.
Partisan crowd exhorting their favorites. Cribbs, right side. And Joe Cribbs steps out to the outside, cuts it back in, and gets 7 yards before Mike Hegman takes him for Dallas. It'll be 2nd down and 3.
No. Took 21 seconds. Tony's getting slow.
He's slowing up.
Sellout crowd, 39th consecutive sellout here at Texas Stadium. Cowboys have won 14 consecutive regular season games coming into the night. Curtis Brown. Look at Brown carrying Michael Downs close to midfield. First down, Buffalo.
And Dallas flexed the wrong way that time. Randy White was in the backfield, but he had committed to another side, and Curtis Brown slipped right by him. Look at Randy White, 54, went to the inside. Good block. Good block. 72, Ken Jones.
Haymarket close to the 49-yard line of Buffalo. First down, 10. Play action by Ferguson. Pressure. This one will be picked off. Everson balls. His 9th interception of the season.
He is amazing, isn't he? He's
and there's a Cowboy shaken up.
Well, that was just plain a bad throw, Don, if you want to know the truth.
Well, it was.
I give the kid credit.
It started back with a terrific rush. He had somebody really looking right in his face, and I'm not exactly sure it was. That's Charlie Waters down. Oh, no. Charlie Waters is a guy that's been hurt an awful lot in his career. One of the real veterans there. Safety for a long time.
He is the solid man in that defensive secondary. Watch this play again.
Yeah, but look at Joe. Look at big too-tall Jones right in his face, the 6'9" guy. I don't think Joe ever saw him. Joe threw one pass right before halftime. I know he wishes he had back, and that'd be the second one right there.
You saw Charlie Waters. There was no strong contact. He banged his head in on a block and then fell off the Buffalo Bill. They do not appear to be working on his knee, which, of course, had surgery a couple of years ago. We'll get a report when we come back.
Hi.
Fill her up and check the oil, please.
You bet, Mr. Palmer.
Is that Arnold Palmer?
Billy, he's going to want Pennzoil.
Can I get it, Dad?
Sure, go on. You don't need any oil today, Mr. Palmer.
Okay. He doesn't.
Here, Billy, let me have that Pennzoil. You can keep it till next time.
Thanks.
Gas-saving Pennzoil. Quality in every extra mile.
What you want in a 4x4 truck is ground clearance at the critical point, the differential. If these bowling balls were rocks, they wouldn't clear the differential on this 4x4, or this one, or this one. But they clear the Datsun with the highest minimum ground clearance of any compact.
Yeah.
Datsun wins the clearance bowl. Datsun 4x4.
From one customer to another, we are driven.
Charlie Waters walked off the field, got a roaring ovation. Of course, he basically is the soul of that defensive secondary. Maybe he has slowed somewhat with the injury we spoke of a moment ago, but he still is the thinking man. He was blocking for Everson Walls, had nothing to do with his legs.
Look at
now
Joe
Dallas
Ferguson.
has the ball. First down and 10 inside Buffalo's 45-yard line as Ferguson has been intercepted the last 2 times he's thrown the ball. And here's Dorsett. Dorsett is stoked. He goes down to the 37-yard line. Give him 7. It'll be second down and 3.
Look at the way the whole swing of this game has changed. Since we had 33 seconds to go in the first half, Buffalo on the Dallas 7, ready to move in for a convincing score and a convincing spread. The mistaken throw by Ferguson when he lost his shoe in the face of Ed Jones's rush, the intercept, and ever since then, you give Dallas opportunity, you destroy yourself.
Second down and 3. Flea flicker. There'll be a man wide open. Tony Hill.
Okay, there it is.
Danny White to Tony Dorsett. The old flea flicker. Dallas uses it all the time. Tony Hill with that great speed. Just flew by the defenders. So easy.
His first reception of the night.
In 2 minutes and 41 seconds, they have scored 2 touchdowns. They scored the first one in 21 seconds of the second half. The next one in the wake of an intercept caused by a rush by Ed Jones. This is the Dallas team if you give them a shot.
Well, you could say they make their own shots.
They
Even
do
Ed
to
Jones
a degree,
staring
but
in your quarterback's face, you're going to throw it errantly.
Buffalo sure helped.
Septien. And the crowd loves it. As how quickly the Cowboys have hung up their 14 points to take a 21-14 lead.
This was almost a bad toss from Tony back to Danny White. You see, he went a little bit wide. Danny just shifted over. Frank called it. Tony Hill was way behind all of them.
I'll tell you, Danny almost bobbled it. He had the big eyes. He knew Tony Hill was 5 yards behind any defender. We'll be back.
They ought to pass a law that every suit has to be this comfortable. This is a Levi's action suit, and it may be the most comfortable suit a man can wear. It has hidden stretch panels in the jacket. That's a great invention. And the waist gives for even more comfort. Now, Levi's action suits are stay press, a washable. That's right, washable permanent press. You try one.
Levi's action suit, the easy care, easy to wear suit from Levi's menswear.
Deadline, Saturday, November 28th at Sears. Road Handler tires are on sale. Sears Best steel belted radial. Now save $38 to $106 on a set of 4. Deadline, Saturday, November 21st at Sears. The Sears 48 battery is on sale too. Next to the Die Hard, the best-selling replacement battery in America. Now only $49.99 with trade-in, save $10. For great automotive values, you can count on Sears.
Wednesday, Hollywood's hottest stuntman is hot on the trail of bandits in Mexico, the Fall Guy.
That tells it all. Tony Hill on a 37-yard pass from White on the old flea flicker. Dallas uses it frequently and effectively. Septien to kick off. Rob Riddick and Byron Franklin are deep. And we'll see Byron Franklin from the 10. Franklin out of the 25 to the 28-yard line. And now, we said it earlier, we'll say it once again, Buffalo down by 7 points. This is your test of character because the Cowboys, with all that speed, with all that maneuverability, the lightning on offense, they can blow your way unless you settle down and play your kind of game.
Flea Flicker has been enjoying a rejuvenated popularity. What was the most memorable Flea Flicker you can ever remember, Frank?
You've got me.
Super Bowl, January 12, 1969. More in a moment.
Mine was 1954, Mount Vernon against Mount Pleasant.
It didn't work.
Yes, it did.
On 1st and 10. Ferguson. Randy White in his face, and he gets it to Cribbs. Cribbs has the first down out at the 41-yard line, and Ferguson, with the exception of a couple of passes that perhaps should not have been thrown, has been really playing well tonight because he has had Cowboys in his face all evening. That time Randy White was staring him eyeball for eyeball.
You know the Flea Flicker I mean, Frank?
Super Bowl.
Jets leading the Colts. Earl Morrall quarterbacking the Colts. Jimmy Orr all alone, begging for the football. Earl Morrall not responding. Throwing the ball instead to number 22, Jim Hudson, New York Jets. End of Super Bowl.
What game are you watching?
I don't even remember that.
You should.
First down, 10 Buffalo. Again, the pressure. This time it's picked off. D.D. Lewis bobbled it loose, and I think it will be Mike Hagman. Again, pressure on Ferguson. And an offensive line that has protected him all season long is suddenly collapsing under the pressure of the Dallas defense.
They love D.D. down here. They really do. Here's the guy that plays it for the fun. He really does like it. Some pressure from John Dutton came in. Dutton was the one that tipped it, wasn't he? Looked like. D.D. Lewis was in the right place at the right time. He says, wait a minute. Conrad Dobler, of course, going to come in, knock it away. D.D. Lewis, Dwight Douglas.
named after Dwight David and Douglas MacArthur, and he's a leader.
He's the last of the Cowboys. He's the last one I was a teammate with.
Dallas first down 10. Buffalo's 48-yard line. Ron Springs, left side. Smerlis has him. Gain of 1.
Right here and now, Buffalo has to show that it can sustain, that it can hold, that it can contain. Otherwise, they face the danger of a rout. And we are only at the 11:30 mark of the third period. A total swing in momentum.
Chuck Knox, he had so many memorable battles when he coached the Los Angeles Rams, 73 to 77. Second down and 9. Dorsett back into the eye. Tony Dorsett, first down to the 36-yard line. One of Tony Dorsett's favorite plays. He takes a little step. Springs, who became a fine blocker in training camp this year, leads the play. Dorsett reads the block, and then with that quickness, just explodes.
That time, Pat Donovan and Herb Scott, they love to, basically they like to run left a little bit more than they do right, but Pat Donovan is one good reason, Herb Scott's another. Both those guys, left guard, left tackle, open some nice holes.
Tony Dorsett now 15 yards away from regaining the NFL rushing lead. White, all the time in the world. Springs comes down with the football at the 31-yard line, hit there by Mario Clark.
Mario played that very well. He conceded that yardage.
You see Springs limping off here, and I can really understand the reason why. This is the kind you don't really like to throw to those guys. He's up. Mario hits him around the knee high. Doesn't appear to be a bad injury, but he did limp off.
And while Springs limps off, an ovation for another Dallas favorite, the longtime veteran Robert Newhouse, one of Howard's finer players.
Wise guy.
No, he's a good man.
He is.
Didn't he come to a dinner for you after you had pointed out that he perhaps was not Earl Campbell? That's Newhouse struggling inside the 30.
He sure did. He's an absolute gentleman. They made a big thing out of that down here.
He sure did. We had to leave here with masks over our heads.
That's Merced, Texas. Did that say Bob Goodrich on the bottom of that?
Yes.
How about that?
Bob Goodrich was a brilliant tight end at SMU.
Yeah, but I wonder what Merced, Texas has to do with it. That's what I don't know. He must know somebody in Merced.
Third down and 3. The ball at Buffalo's 29-yard line, and the Cowboys will come with the shotgun. Butch Johnson is in, joining Drew Pearson and Tony Hill.
Oh, no.
And again.
Oh, no.
Danny did not like his alignment, did not like his personnel, so he uses a timeout.
Don, that's Bush.
No, it's not organized. I don't know if I'd call it Bush.
We'll be
back at Texas Stadium.
People trust Seiko technology for bold sports watches that perform brilliantly, even 100 meters beneath the sea. People trust Seiko for slim dress watches with every timekeeping function you'll probably ever need. People trust Seiko for watches that are as finely crafted as they are technologically advanced. In fact, people trust Seiko more than any other watch. At your authorized dealer.
Unleash the spirit.
For men who seek freedom above and beyond the ordinary comes Blue Stratos Cologne, made to unleash the free spirit in man. Brisk, bold, adventurous. It's a feeling experienced only with Blue Stratos.
Unleash the spirit.
Blue Stratos.
Made to unleash the free spirit.
The free spirit in you.
Danny White forced to call a timeout. Has talked it over with the gentleman on the sidelines, Tom Landry, the only coach the Cowboys have ever had.
I'm glad you said
great
that.
Mentor of my colleague Don Meredith, who guided him to a successful career in singing.
Right. And we got one coming for you tonight. Howard's going to help me sing Old Blue Dog. We got that coming before the game.
Once I had...
No, not now. Not now. We're going to get it later.
Third down and 3. 29-yard line of the Buffalo. Buffalo Bills. 8:52 remaining in the third quarter. The Cowboys on top, 21-14. Anyway, again, all the time you needed in.
The referee was in the way.
Tony Dorsett got tangled up with one of the officials.
That's right.
Well, sorry about that, Tony. Might as well forget it. They're not going to change it.
Yeah, you got a point.
Everybody's got to be somewhere. Fourth down, Rafael Septien. What a year this man has had. He's 18 of 20, has missed from the 40 and 48 yards out. I'd like to point out that Ben Agajanian, his personal coach, is in a California hospital recovering from surgery. Wish him well, along with his wife, Arlene.
I did, too. I'm glad you mentioned that, Frank.
You think this is a big 3 points? Oh.
47 yards. On his way, good style, right through the uprights. 19 of 21, a remarkable record by Septien. The leading scorer in the NFL after 9 games and coming into tonight's contest.
His name was Bojangles, his famous name.
He's walking, yes indeed, a dingo man down to his feet. I'm hoping that he'll walk up to me. How you gonna stop him if he walks on by? I'll follow him till I catch his eye. He's independent and he sure is tall. The dingo man, he's got it all. He's walking, yes indeed, a dingo man down to his feet. I'm hoping that he'll walk up to me.
Dingo Boots, get in step.
From the genius of Nissan, Datsun Maxima, a luxury sedan of sheer brilliance. It spoils you in 5-speed or automatic, with Seek and Scan stereo in digital, a warning system with 6 spoken messages.
Lights are on.
Thanks, Maxima.
Datsun, we are driven.
Maxima, the new Datsun for the luxury-minded, now available in diesel.
Will Pernell Roberts ever get up? Does Randy Oakes finally get off? Can Scott Baio get loose? Why was Melissa Gilbert at the end of her rope? Battle of the Network starts November 20th on ABC.
On a cool night in Texas, if you're a Dallas Cowboy fan, you have to love it. 17 unanswered points by the Cowboys. 8:43 remaining here in the third quarter. Septien, high kick, hanging it up. Franklin awaits at the 5. And tripped up at the 10. Great play by Ron Fellows. Ron Fellows, another one of those 9 rookies that are scattered throughout the Dallas roster. As we look, Septien again has the lead in the NFL in scoring. 19 of 21 in the field goal department.
This Dallas team is now at its hottest point this year. 17 unanswered points against a fine football team in 6 minutes and 17 seconds. You talk about opportunism, you're seeing it.
I was just talking about opportunity.
Joe Cripps swarmed on smoking Dallas defense again. Ed Jones leading the charge, and he perhaps more than any other Cowboy was instrumental in turning this game towards Dallas, pressuring Ferguson right before the half, forcing the interception.
This is
and then at the outset of the second half, forcing another interception.
No time for Buffalo to get tentative. They got to go back to what they can do. The pass. Take advantage of the weakness of the Dallas secondary.
Second down and 8. Ferguson, pressure again. Here comes Harvey Martin, and he has to throw it away. Ferguson pounded at the 6-yard line by Harvey Martin.
That would be a pretty good. Harvey on one side, too tall on another, and Dutton's just standing around in case they need him.
Yep. Now you're seeing the Dallas front 4, the vital segment, at their very best.
You ever get the idea that maybe when they go in at halftime that they wear the same jerseys, but other people wear them out on the second half? It's not the same group. That's Harvey coming in from his side. They're all trying to be very careful not hurt that quarterback, but he was right there, had a good shot at him. Harvey's kind of the man they look to get things sparked up on that front 4. He's a little active. We'll talk to you. Let's go get it going.
Third down 9. Ferguson barking the signals. Pressure again. Underthrows. Defensively, Benny Barnes was right in his line of sight to Joe Cribbs.
And Randy White was there right in the middle of it, wasn't he?
It's a rare day when you'll see a Chuck Knox team break down like this.
Not so much the breaking down, I don't think, Howard. It's just the best defensive effort I've seen thus far on the part of Dallas. They've been improving gradually. They're forcing the errors as Greg Cater has to come on to punt from deep in his own territory.
With that kind of secondary they got, Frank, they really do have to get a lot of pressure on them, so they will throw some interceptions.
Again, Cater does not turn it over. And this one will be collected by Buffalo, and hustling down there, Phil Villapiano.
There was another referee in the way, though.
No.
Well, look at it again. I'll guarantee the referee was in the way of that trying to catch the ball. All right, look at the referee. See him right back up there? Good move by Buffalo. Villapiano.
Villapiano doesn't play all that much, but he adds a lot of enthusiasm to this team.
Now that's the break Buffalo needed. Let's see if they can capitalize on it to get back into this game.
All right.
First down 10. The ball at the 44-yard line of Buffalo. They trail 24-14. 7:34 remaining in the third quarter. Frank Lewis does not handle the ball. That will be ruled incomplete. And it'll be brought back. Let's look again. We won't see this often.
Absolutely proper call. The ball beautifully thrown. And he may have been upset by the fact that his wife delivered a baby boy right before the game, Don.
Well, he could have been, as a matter of fact, but I doubt that. That's Villapiano. Way to go. What'd you say? What? I can't hear you, Phil. What did Phil say?
Second down 10. Crowd is booing. They thought that should have been a fumble recovery, which was not the case at all. This time it's complete to the tight end, Bramer. First down inside Dallas's 40-yard line.
Now
Fellows there defensively for Dallas.
Two straight good pass calls, good passes thrown. A team seeking to collect itself. They got the break on the fumble punt.
Well, we have seen much of everything tonight. Flea Flicker for the score. Double fumbles. Two very well-drilled football teams. A lot of youth on the part of Dallas. First and 10. Curtis Brown finds a little opening, makes the hole a little wider, and gets to the 35 for a gain of about 3 yards. It'll be second down and 7. And keeping it in perspective, a win tonight for Dallas, and they will remain tied with Philadelphia at 8-2 in the NFC Eastern Division. And for Buffalo, if they can pull off a victory tonight, they will remain a half game behind the Miami Dolphins in the AFC East. And the Jets are coming on in the AFC East. That's going to be a wild finish. Second and 7. Ferguson hangs it up, and there's a scramble for it, and it's incomplete, and a flag is down.
They got some towel. That ball was tipped at the line of scrimmage.
That's the point.
Well, that's one of them. Then the next point is that was tipped 3 or 4 times back down there in the back. Almost was one of those unbelievable catches. Was that Bramer? No, it wasn't Bramer, was it?
Yes, it was. Mike Bramer, the big tight end. The flag was an official's hat.
What you're not saying is, of course, as the ball is tipped, Brunig, 53, is back in defense. Sees the ball tipped up, tries to come back. Look at Bramer. Brunig says, would you get off of my shoulders? Wait a minute. He almost had that long enough, didn't he?
He had it until Michael Downs collided with him from the rear. Third down and 7.
Back to the shotgun.
And the crowd does not like that, which was, again, a good call. Going deep. Butler's there, and with him is Everson Walls. Incomplete. It'll be 4th down.
So Buffalo could not capitalize.
We will not see Mickemeyer coming out. Even though the ball is at the 35-yard line, Mickemeyer not.
He doesn't have that range.
The noted distance kicker. So we'll see Greg Cater, who will try and stick it out of bounds somewhere inside the 10. Jones will drop deep for Dallas and try to guess with Cater as to which side of the field he'll go.
Great place for a fake punt, isn't it?
Cater, straight upfield, hangs it high. The Buffalo man is there. And right at the 1-yard line, and they keep it out of the end zone. The man down there first was Rufus Best.
No, I believe they said he went back.
And now Buffalo is screaming. They had it looked as though they were going to mark it in the 1, and they say that the ball did get into the end zone. Boy, that was close.
Probably the... we'll just let them handle it, too. I'm sure they know what they're doing. Don't you?
No, I'm not.
Oh. Well, then, what happened is the guy that touched the ball, he had part of his own self in the end zone, you see. And that's the reason why the ball's out there. He was in the end zone.
Said you're hot tonight.
I know.
Rufus Best was right under it. Just could not handle it. And Dallas with a 24-14 lead as a 1st and 10 at their own 20. Dorsett. And Dorsett steps out of bounds at the 26-yard line after a pickup of 6. Ben Williams pursuing Dorsett. It'll be 2nd down and 4.
Let's go back to that punt from the reverse angle. Dandy?
Well, you see, there's the ball right there. Now, there's the man that's touching it. Now, he is in the end zone.
Yes, he is.
He's
No
still
question.
making that thing out. There you go.
Very fine camera work, but we've come to expect that.
That's one of those situations where that other side of the angle of the field does give you another look at it. That's fun. You can see it on the other side.
2nd down 4. Dorsett now is 60 yards. He needs 9 more to regain the rushing lead in the NFL from George Rogers. Ron Springs, left side, piled up short of the 1st down near the 29-yard line. Excitement at Dallas tonight. Explosive fireworks. Big scoring plays. Dallas on top, 24-14. 5:29 remaining in the 3rd quarter, and Dallas is faced with the 3rd and 1.
Good to see Ron Springs back in there. We made mention he went off earlier with, well, that's a close shot. He's some eyeballs, isn't it? Look at that.
Or a nose and some teeth.
Yeah, and everything else. Ron Springs is back in there. His knee didn't hurt that badly.
3rd and 1. Springs, right side. Easy 1st down out to the 32-yard line.
Good calls.
Ron Springs, he came up and turned into quite a surprise for Dallas. They drafted him 3 years ago, and they got him at a very low pick because he had been hurt as a senior at Ohio State. As we look at what Don is often characterized as the only unfinished stadium in the NFL.
It truly is. There's
big hole in the roof.
4:25 left, 3rd quarter.
Preston Pearson, and this is Tony Dorsett with Springs out in front. Great block by Springs.
Tony chewing up the yardage, may have now passed George Rogers.
Tony Dorsett is once again the NFL rushing leader. They just moved beyond George Rogers by a single yard. That, of course, unofficial.
If that were official, or if it is official, he is the rushing leader.
2nd down and a yard at the 41-yard line for Dallas. Dorsett. Sowley cracking back, and Dorsett gets the first down, skips out over the 45 to the 47.
He was down.
Gave up the football, but he was down.
He certainly is the rushing leader.
Again, earlier tonight, you were with us, Tony Dorsett, for the 5th time in his 5-year career, went over the 1,000-yard mark. No one's ever done that. Earl Campbell, however, hovering the wings yesterday for the 4th time. His first 4 years, he went over 1,000 yards. Going to be interesting to watch the relative careers of Earl Campbell and Tony Dorsett. That one batted away and almost picked off by Lucius Sanford.
That's the kind of thing Buffalo needs at this point to stay alive. They must have a turnover. The momentum of Dallas simply tremendous.
Good defensive maneuver that time by Buffalo. They put enough folks in there that knocked it off.
By the way, we've been talking about great rushing backs. Franco Harris yesterday went over 10,000 yards, the NFL's 3rd all-time rusher, and it's only appropriate to pay tribute to that great player from Penn State, the Pittsburgh Steelers, the team of the decade of the 70s.
On 2nd and 10, White hanging it up. Tony Hill is down there, but again, White this time under pressure, had to release it before he wanted to. And White getting up slowly. And we're going to have a personal foul. It could be a late hit on White. It'll work against Buffalo.
Big Ben Williams was the fellow that was, I think, in there. I don't know whether the penalty's on Ben or not, but he was one of the guys that was sure applying the pressure.
In the midst of all of Buffalo's troubles, penalties have just destroyed them.
You see the little blitz coming. Lucius Sanford, 57, coming in here. Big Ben, there's the lick. No, wow. No, it came from the other side also. Sherman White, I couldn't see who it was.
It'll be first down at Buffalo's 37-yard line. 3:21 remaining in the 3rd quarter.
Got hit by a bunch of Buffaloes.
Whole herd of Buffaloes.
You can't roller skate in a Buffalo herd, but you can be happy if you have a mind to.
Dorsett, big opening. And Dorsett down to the 22-yard line. Finally taken by Bill Simpson. But what a hole on the Pro Bowl side of Dallas's offensive line. Pat Donovan, 67, Scott, 68, and now Rafferty at center.
Peterson, look at that Peterson block right there, number 65. Came out on the outside. Here he comes, good running. Bill Simpson tried to tackle him a little bit high and got a fist in the face.
91 yards. He will surely go over 100, barring injury. And suddenly Dallas simply overpowering.
Buffalo had held Dorsett to 37 yards in the first half. He's now at 91. Timmy Newsom gets the call this time.
He's the big one.
Newsom carries Lucius Sanford with him.
He's from Winston-Salem State, and if you think he's not going to be a great one, you're crazy.
235 pounds, weighs closer to 245.
Foot speed, everything.
They thought he would really be vying for the starting position, but he suffered some rib injuries and also a pulled groin in training camp that never got back on track until Ron Springs had nailed that job down. And you see that out of the lineup is Doug Cosbie holding his rib cage.
Make a note about a man named Gil Brandt who assembles personnel like this.
7-yard pickup, Newsom. His second down and 3. This is Dorsett. Dorsett turns right back into a defensive back, Steve Freeman. Nevertheless, Dorsett up very close to a first down, perhaps a yard short. Bill Villapiano looking on, pleased with his own effort, perhaps, in the fumble recovery, but certainly his team has really been struggling here in the second half. Third down, long one for Dallas. Dorsett. And this could be close.
He didn't get it.
Well, maybe not, but it'll still be close.
True.
Septien moving out onto the field. Fans are saying, let's go for it. Tom had perhaps second thoughts, but then he sends Septien in. We'll see the field goal unit.
He's doing the right thing.
Why?
Like the fans who didn't want the fight stopped last Friday night. I've never known a fan who was accepted the responsibility for the death of a fighter. I mean, enough.
Yeah, that's too low. No, but that's a whole different thing, man. That doesn't have to do with it. We're talking about making a first down.
Yeah, but this is, you know, he's doing the right thing.
31-yard attempt, low snap. Corrado gets it up. It's on its way, and Septien is now 20 of 22 on the season. Kind of year a kicker dreams about. And he's done it all with a muscle pull problem that has lingered since training camp. He's had nothing major in terms of distance along the 47 on the season, but 20 of 22 is not all that bad.
Whistling Ray.
Isn't that sweet? Grandmother took her to the ball game. Again, warm-ups for the Cowgirls tonight. Cool night in Dallas.
20 unanswered points. The third period. What a show.
I think it's interesting to note, should Dallas go on and win, that will mean in consecutive weeks they defeated Los Angeles, Miami, and Philadelphia, and Buffalo.
That's a good
After
string.
being really walloped by the 49ers, who there's no question about that team being for real. They've opened up a tremendous gap in the NFC West. They lost to the 49ers 5 weeks ago, 45-14. Septien. Byron Franklin from the 1-yard line. Flags are down as Franklin sprawls out over the 25 to the 27.
He lost the ball, but I think he was ruled down. The ball dead. Still another penalty.
Legal use of hands again against Buffalo. They're not having a very good night with the flags.
They sure aren't. It's been totally self-destructive. And Chuck Knox shows his feelings.
Chuck Knox began, of course, his high school career, as so many coaches have. Here's our call.
Illegal use of hands. Number 70 on the receiving team during the return. First down.
Joe Devlin for Buffalo, charged with the foul.
Look at that. You talk about Buffalo mistakes. Not typical of a Chuck Knox team. 3 intercepts, 2 punts.
The intercepts are particularly not typical because Joe Ferguson, I believe, had only 9 coming in tonight.
He did, and he had also had never known the pressure this season that he's known tonight. Curtis Brown. Hits 5 yards out to the 20-yard line. It'll be second down and 5. We head into the final seconds of the third quarter. And Buffalo will not get a playoff before the third quarter expires. You're watching another exclusive of ABC Sports. And there it is, the end of the third quarter. The score, 27-14 Dallas over Buffalo. We'll return for fourth quarter action, but right now this message from our local stations.
Wednesday.
You're the only one that can save the world from destruction.
Does the greatest American hero have the power to do it alone? And what's Hollywood's hottest stuntman doing in Mexico?
You trying to bribe me?
Drive $5 million and a beautiful woman. The Fall Guy, Wednesday.
Here on ABC.
This is Bill McAtee, and coming up in sports tonight, highlights from the game you're watching, the Cowboys and the Buffalo Bills, plus live reports from both locker rooms. Coming up in sports right after the game.
This bud's for the people who make the tough jobs all part of a day's work.
This bud's for you. For all you do, the king of beers is coming through.
Yeah, just for you, that distinctively clean, crisp taste that says Budweiser.
For all you do.
This bud's for you.
The Seiko watch from Zales, a Bravo performance of high technology, classic design, and durable craftsmanship. People trust Seiko more than any other watch. And because Zales sells more Seiko watches than anyone else, people trust Zales to have the Seiko they want, in the styles they want, for men and for women. As you can see, Zales has a Seiko for every wrist. This performance brought to you by Seiko and Zales.
Frost warning tonight. See you after the game. Back at Texas Stadium. Howard, where'd Don go?
Well, he's human.
Oh, here he is.
But here he is.
How's it going, group?
The flexible wizard
great.
from Mount Vernon.
Well,
very exciting football game.
That's
a remarkable demonstration in the third period by the Dallas Cowboys. The turning point of the game, seconds before the end of the first half. A great mistake by a fine quarterback named Ferguson, who threw it up for grabs when he shouldn't.
27-14 as we begin the fourth quarter. Second down and 5. The ball just at the 20-yard line for Buffalo. Fired into a crowd and coming down with it.
Oh, he did it good. Frank Lewis.
Great effort by Frank Lewis, taking it literally away from Bob Bruning.
He really did.
Took it away from D-Day. Great play.
Frank Lewis. Little chuck there by Thurman.
He has really been something, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Been around for a while.
Bob Bruning, number 53.
No, you were right. He took it away from Bruning. There's D-Day.
D.D. was the guy that pulled him down.
38-yard line, first down, Buffalo. Lewis once again, and the 34-year-old veteran to midfield and another Buffalo first down.
Really good timing that time. They had another safety blitz. Charlie Waters came in from the safety position. Lewis comes in, a quick break in across the middle, right there on timing, right in front of a defensive fifth. Who that was, matter of fact.
And I can't believe you said he's a 34-year-old veteran. I was doing a show at Grambling College when Frank Lewis was there. And he may have been the greatest athlete Grambling ever turned out. At least Eddie Robinson has sometimes said that, the great coach at Grambling.
First and 10, Buffalo. Ferguson fires and is complete. Frank Lewis once again. Well, this time he works against Dennis Thurman.
3 in a row.
Yeah,
what a player.
Well, it's a pretty good defensive move, I think, because what Dallas is saying, we're going to play man-to-man coverage, so the next best thing, we go ahead and blitz linebackers. They blitzed the last 3 times. Lewis is wide open over there. But again, it's really hard to cover one guy when you got a man for man. That was Thurman coming in with Frank.
Dallas is also saying, we're going to let you have anything in front.
They better watch it. They'll give a little jig one way, and they'll go out and get them beat.
Buffalo gets a touchdown. He got a 27-21 game and a whole quarter left.
A lot of football left. On first and 10, the handoff Curtis Brown. He's snowed under. Randy White is there with Harvey Martin. Maybe a yard. It'll be second and 9. Third quarter stats for you.
Look how Buffalo turned it around. The great differential there in rushing yards. The edge in passing still with Buffalo, but total yardage to Dallas. And time of possession, not really material in this game. If anything has killed Buffalo, it has been forcing, making critical mistakes, and especially penalties.
Second down, we'll call it 10 as Cribbs is in motion. Ball batted away by Too Tall, and you understand the nickname. He had those arms outstretched. He is 6'9", and this crowd loves him.
The other factor, the return to dominance of the Dallas front 4 in the second half, when in the first half they appeared to be totally negated. As Don said, they seem to be wearing different uniforms.
Yeah, somebody else put on those uniforms at halftime.
You know, last week against Philadelphia, Ed Jones had 9 tackles, 2 sacks, and as Tex Schramm would put it, he had a half a dozen scares. And he is playing great football again tonight. We're going to watch this from the end zone on a third down, long third down. Call it 9 if you will. Ball at the 37-yard line of the Dallas Cowboys. Out of the shotgun.
Oh, I like that angle. That's fun.
Ferguson going to Mark Bramer. Incomplete. He would have been far from the first down had he been able to come up with the ball. And again, that man in on pass defense, Anthony Dickerson, was there. And now it'll be fourth down.
Well,
it's good.
SMU turns them out. Meredith, Dickerson.
Oh, yeah. Got a bunch of them around out there.
And Goodrich.
Dallas deploying their special team, thinking, too, that it would not be such a bad time for Buffalo, perhaps, to take the chance, put the ball in the air. Cater's done it before. No, Cater will hang it high. Rufus Best is down there. The fair catch called for and made by Dennis Thurman. And a good fair catch it was, because Rufus Best was behind him between Thurman and the goal line. So Dallas will have possession inside their own 10 when we come back.
I've had to write some tough things about some tough guys. But there's one guy I can't write anything bad about. His unique brand of baseball has made him a living legend. So have his commercials. They got me to try his favorite beer, light beer from Miller. Light's less filling, and it really tastes great. So I bought this light for that renowned, yet humble man, Arthur.
Cheer up, Billy. One day you'll be famous just like me.
Light beer from Miller. Everything you always wanted in a beer, and less.
You can't count on anything these days.
Did you type the letter I told you to type?
No. With possibly one exception. Federal Express. When it absolutely positively has to be there overnight.
Well, I've never been to Ramsey.
Oh, it's up there
Maybe
close.
that's one of the reasons.
It's up there close to Saddle River. I mean, a lot of folks from New Jersey love it. It's got Dallas fever. But take 2 aspirin and go to bed. It'll be all right. Get over it.
Whatever you say, old
That's
boy.
right. That's right.
11:54 remaining in the game. The Cowboys on top, 27-14. They have possession at their own 9-yard line, 1st and 10. They've been dominating here in the second half. Sally, Dorsett. And Dorsett. Strength, quickness, out to the 19-yard line, close to a Cowboy first down. Might point out, by the way, that this year on Monday Night Football, we've been having closed caption for America's hearing impaired. Dallas-Fort Worth area has proclaimed, by the way, November to be Telecaption Month, and we're happy and delighted to bring this game to those of you with hearing impairments around the country.
25th 100-yard game for Tony Dorsett.
And how often do they lose when he gains 100? The old cliche now.
Once.
I know you're going to say. It's like Dallas. Tom Landry's the only coach Dallas ever had, and Dallas never loses when Tony
Number
gains.
61 on the offense played an end position. He did not report before the play.
There is your basic delayed call.
Cooper saying, wait a minute. You know, Buffalo's never lost when Krebs has gained 100 yards either.
He's not gaining 100 yards tonight.
Well, they had the yardsticks out and were measuring that before that call. I guess one of the officials happened to note that the illegal number had lined up at the receiving position, and Dallas will be penalized. So rather than a possible first down, they'll be back inside their 5.
I'll be golly.
The word was that Jim Cooper had lined up in the offensive receiving position. He can do that, of course, if he checks with the official beforehand.
And you can see from that graphic we just showed that Dallas has choked off Joe Cribbs tonight. Nobody's perfect.
In all probability, that wasn't Cooper's fault. It was the outside man who was off the line of scrimmage and should have been on the line of scrimmage. In any event, down remains the same. First down and 15, the ball at the 4-yard line. Springs, Bengal opening for Springs, and he's up close to another Dallas first down, right through the middle of the second-rated defense in the AFC.
Smirlis over the middle.
Rafferty did a number on him.
Did a good night. Got a good job on Haslett, too. That's good running, isn't it? That's keeping that thing going.
There's our man of all seasons.
Yes.
And for many reasons.
Colorful guy.
I loved his comment about Cowboys not being America's team. They wear those funny gray uniforms. Dorsett slides out of bounds with an assist from Charlie Romes.
You watch this Cowboy team, you see personnel coming at you from all directions. They're brilliantly coached. They do have weaknesses. We pointed them out, the secondary especially. But, Lord, they have personnel.
Howard, wouldn't you say a team with 9 rookies on it would be considered a team in transition?
You ordinarily would, but not the way the Cowboys are constructed. I think tonight they represent everything that the organization represents, from Tex Schramm through Gil Brandt through Tom Landry, right on down. Beautifully put together.
Owner Clint Murchison says you guys do it.
That's right. Stays out of the way.
Randy Wyatt on 2nd down and 8. Billy Joe Dupree, and a pass I do believe might have been intended for Tony Hill.
They've had Timmy Newsom out there too. He was one of those. They were all open.
First down, Dallas.
I'll tell you, there's another team, Frank, that's got to be closely watched. Through the years, they've accumulated maybe no more number 1 and 2 draft choices than any other team in football. You can see it happening with the Cincinnati Bengals.
Finally, they have there, too. They're really on top of it.
They were sure ugly to that West Coast team out in San Diego yesterday.
Cincinnati leading Pittsburgh and Houston with a 7-3 record. Pittsburgh and Houston with 5 and 5s. On 1st and 10, we watch Tony Dorsett stacked up out over the 35 after a gain of a couple. It'll be 2nd down and 8. You know, and I guess Seattle's getting ready for us because I understand that yesterday they brought in a Fred Herrera. He was the tailback on a 4th down. They faked to him on 4th down, got a pass, and then it was their punter, Jeff West, who also ran. Or he passed on a 4th down. They got a big win yesterday over Pittsburgh. So we'll see them against San Diego.
Play the way they did, Frank, a couple of years back when they looked like one of the coming teams in the league.
2nd down and 8. Dorsett single setback. Complete. Preston Pearson. Out to midfield for Preston Pearson.
Mario Clark with a good tackle, but...
What did I say, Preston? I meant Drew, his first reception of the night.
Mario Clark with an excellent tackle, but he conceded the yardage and the reception.
Had him kind of man-for-man over there, didn't he? Mario's doing a pretty good job. He's going to pick off a few if you don't watch him.
Looking
at good position. The ball was thrown to the outside. That's throwing him where they ain't.
Mario might find himself looking at it out and up. 9:27 remaining in the game. 27-14 Dallas. Tony Dorsett. Williams catches Dorsett from behind at the 40-yard line. He's close to another first down. .108 yards for Tony Dorsett. 37 came in the first half. The remainder came here in the second half.
He really hasn't broken one for long distance tonight. He's just those little quick moves and quick steps, and gosh, he is moving.
Did you see what he did?
Wow, he is just remarkable.
They didn't even touch him.
Hazlitt had him lined up. Not only did he not tackle him, he didn't touch him. 2nd down inches.
Fun down in football. You can do anything you want from here. And I'll be darned, that's really embarrassing.
They could do everything but get it off before the 30-second clock expired.
That's really embarrassing. You got 2nd down in inches, and you let the clock run out on you again. I don't care who's sending in the play.
I told you it's push.
No, it's not push. It's really.
What is it?
It's dumb. Yeah, dumb is a good word for it. It's really dumb.
Cowboys have changed their system.
Still 2nd down.
As we hear the delay of game call, they started out sending in the plays by a signal, and they were getting assessed 2 or 3 times a game for delay of game. And now they send it in by personnel. That, of course, is what they've been doing for so many years. But still, tonight, I think we've seen 3 delay of game calls. And a couple of timeouts.
Keeps a stat on that. I bet you they lead the league in that.
Yeah, they're right up there. They're certainly a contender.
Well, they're
going to have to hurry and get this one off. 2nd down 5. They get this away with 2 seconds remaining. Danny White lost the football. Just slipped off his arm. He was under pressure from Isaiah Robertson.
Ain't it funny how time slips away?
Yeah, but if Buffalo had recovered that, we could have had a ball game.
That's Mickey Gilley.
ABC's Urban Cowboy. Wonder who that is. Well, for about second and 6 inches is now
3rd and 20.
What happened to your old blue dog?
It's coming in just in a little while. And you're going to help me with it, too. Got a new songwriter, Harry Bowell in East Texas. It'll be really big. Old blue dog.
So, as Don mentioned, from 2nd and inches, we have a 3rd down, 19. Cowboys in the shotgun. Hanging it up. Tony Hill was racing down the sidelines, but he was not about to get behind Steve Freeman. It'll be 4th down. Danny White stays on, of course, to put the ball in the air, and Buffalo now running out of time with 7:50 remaining and down by 13 points. There's Byron Franklin, the youngster from Auburn, a 2nd-round draft pick. Lots of speed. He just has not been able to find an area in which to utilize it. White hangs it high. The fair catch is forced on Roland Hooks. He calls for it and makes it at the 19-yard line. 40-yard punt by Danny White. But more importantly, no run back. 7:42 remaining in the game, and we'll be back in Irving in just a moment.
Another letter, Marge. Letter to Grant Hill.
You are witnessing the new Lanier Messenger at work. Its 4 microcassettes let you organize your thoughts and talk to your secretary even when she isn't there. You can dictate, record phone calls, set priorities, leave instructions, and get those important ideas off your mind and into action, so you have time for the tougher problems. The Messenger, new, revolutionary, and only from Lanier.
When you're coaxing up oil from 2 miles down, you don't waste a single drop. Neither does my Datsun diesel.
The 1982 Datsun King Cab Diesel. More mileage than any gas-powered truck. And more cab room than any compact diesel.
Datsun, you sure make it tough on your competition. I like that.
Datsun Diesel.
From one top customer to another, we are driven.
Saturday, magical doubleheader action as Alabama dazzles Penn State, plus other games. Then Arkansas and Texas A&M headline more regional action. NCAA Wizardry, Saturday.
Great night if you're a Dallas Cowboy fan. They have really turned it on here in the 2nd half. 27-14, they lead Buffalo. Buffalo, with plenty of time, had not the game gone in terms of momentum the way it has here in the 2nd half. Out of the shotgun on 1st and 10, Buffalo. Again, pressure. Big Ed Jones right in the face of Ferguson. He had to hurry the attempt to Jerry Butler. Hey, when Ed Jones comes off the ground, leaps into the air at 6'9", he's like, must feel like throwing it over a building.
Really is. That really is a good point, because you don't hit the quarterback, but what he's doing is, you know, if you can't see, you can't throw out there, and that really causes a lot of interception.
As we said at the beginning of the telecast, Dan DeRue, stripped of all frills, the key to beating Dallas is the ability to negate the front 4. Few, if any, teams have that ability.
2nd down, 10. Ferguson fires it to Ron Jesse. He does not hold on. It'll be 3rd down and 10. And Dallas now will get an end zone shot. We'll show you what their pass defense looks like. They have dropped Benny Barnes about 30 yards deep, anticipating something deep. Perhaps we can see it on the next shot. We'll cover it from the end zone, according to words from our director, Chester Forty. Everything is pretty much zoned for them.
Kind of interesting matchups you can watch from here is those the short guys, that the linebacker positions, trying to cover the guys coming out of the backfield. They're all lined up pretty close right now.
Michael Downs and Charlie Waters are 17 and 20 yards deep, respectively.
Here they come. Here they come.
Frank Lewis. Flag is down, and Lewis has yardage for the first down. But we could have a holding call. Now tempers are beginning to flare between John Dutton and Conrad Dobler.
Well, I tell you what.
Dobler, frustration.
Yeah, but they don't want to get Randy White involved with that either, because Randy says he didn't like those things. He likes those first-round knockouts.
Personal foul. Buffalo.
Guess who it's going to be on? Let's guess.
When have you seen a team so self-destructive with penalties?
This one will be marked off. And Buffalo will be back at their 10-yard line. Here's the call, our referee, Gordon McCarter.
Frank, last week we saw Bud Grant.
Personal foul, unnecessary roughness, leg whipping, number 69, offense.
That's Conrad Dobler.
Frank, last week we saw Bud Grant institute the 2-minute hurry-up offense with 8 minutes to go. It was enormously effective, dumbfounded a brilliant Denver defense. Why don't other teams do it?
That's a good question. It was very effective. Ferguson gets out of the end zone, goes up on top. Frank Lewis incomplete. He's covered by Everson Walls.
Too tall Jones hit Joe Ferguson about as hard as you're going to get hit playing that position. And Conrad Dobler and the rest of the group still not through.
Out comes Cater on 4th down, and once again, Dallas should have good field position. 7:16 remaining in the game.
Heating up out there.
Now, Conrad Dobler, they remember him from his St. Louis Cardinal days, going up against the Cowboys many, many times. I kind of like him. He's sort of an offensive lineman.
He's an offensive.
Beautiful punt by Cater. Not long on distance. There will be no return as James Jones forced the call for the fair catch. As Cater gets it out of the end zone. And Dallas will have a first down. They will be at Buffalo's 46-yard line. They lead 27-14, 7:08 remaining in the game.
There are life insurance companies that also insure homes and boats and cars. But for over a century, Northwestern Mutual has only insured the one thing that truly matters: life, becoming better and better, dollar for dollar, as the #1 specialist in individual life. Compare the leader, Northwestern Mutual, the quiet company that only insures one thing.
I can tell a real cowboy from the drugstore kind, clean across Texas. The way he wears his hat will tell you. And the beer that you drink's a surefire giveaway, too. A lot of us drink light beer from Miller. We love the taste, but we surely appreciate that it's got a third less calories than the regular kind. You see, you don't want to be filled up when you're out there punching doggies. Ain't that right, cowboy? I didn't punch that doggie.
Light beer from Miller. Everything you always wanted in a beer, and less.
Conrad Dobler, he was mixing it up out on the field early with John Dutton. He's still snorting and snarling along the sidelines. And Dallas comes up 1st and 10 at Buffalo's 46-yard line. Ron Springs, right side, and Ron Springs struggles for about 4 down to the 41-yard line. It'll be 2nd down and 6. Tonight on Nightline. Nightline is going to focus on a medical time bomb. You've heard so much about it over the years. They're going to take a look at it tonight on Nightline. The problem associated with exposure to asbestos. That's Nightline tonight on ABC News. 2nd down 6.
All night long, Buffalo has not been able to get to Danny White. Another consequential factor in this game.
Skips to the outside, still dancing around, and finally works his way out of bounds after a pickup of 2, perhaps 3 yards.
Slippery little fellow.
When you can make a 2-yard run exciting, you got something working for you, haven't
Would
you?
you call him furtive?
Pardon me?
Furtive.
Quick.
He sort of epitomizes what they used to say about Paul Horning. He can make a trip to the drugstore exciting.
Here's a good move right here. Haslett right there. That was almost a clip, but Haslett made the move, come to the outside. Tough to get him in the open field.
Yeah, it's a professional crowd, and they are really charged up. Cowgirls exhorting them on. They're leading cheers in the sidelines. 3rd down 2. Flag is down. Dorsett.
You know why?
Stops with the whistle.
You won't believe this.
They ran out of time once again.
That is just embarrassing. I mean, there's a lot of things you can do wrong on the football field that there's some excuses for. But I cannot find a single excuse for letting the clock run out on you 4 times in one night when you're sitting there. I do not understand it. Tom, I wish you enjoyed the game more. I think it's a fun game. You could really get a kick out of it if you ever got involved.
Still 3rd down.
3rd down now and 7.
It is ridiculous.
Personnel changes for Dallas.
Well, I mean, I don't care whether it's personnel changes or what it is. I mean, you got to fix that. I mean, you at least got to go ahead and play.
Well, I just meant with the situation.
Oh, well then, okay.
Shotgun.
Butch Johnson cannot come down inbounds. He came very close. He's done it so many times. This time unsuccessful, and Dallas is forced to punt.
Ball was thrown out, but he made a good catch.
6:16 remaining in the game.
You realize that the last 2 drives have been stopped by delay of the game?
I do realize that, yes.
In case you didn't, I was going to mention.
I said it was Bush. You said it was dumb.
That's
Either
right.
way,
it's getting closer to Bush.
It really is when you do it 4 times, my friend.
Cooks 25, Byron Franklin 85. They're deep for Buffalo. Here's Danny White's punt. Looking for the corner. He'll get the end zone. And Buffalo will have a 1st and 10 at the 20. And it almost seems as though they have been at their own 20-yard line throughout the 2nd half. We'll be back in Irving, Texas right after this.
This is radiator rust. It's building up after just 10,000 miles on weak, neglected antifreeze. Now look at a radiator protected with new improved Prestone 2, same 10,000 miles. Quite a difference. Introducing the new silicone silicate formula Prestone to lock out rust and corrosion in all metals. Now it's even stronger for better aluminum protection. New improved Prestone 2. The bestseller just got better. No wonder we're #1.
We can't keep meeting like this, Kathy. The boss is getting suspicious. You bring your Datsun 210 back here every day, and there's nothing wrong with it.
I am getting great gas mileage. Everything works inside. No leaks, no squeaks. Try to find something wrong under the hood.
But, honey, this is a Datsun.
Some Datsun owners visit their dealers because they want to, not because they have to.
Datsun!
Frank Gifford, along with Howard Cosell, our singing minstrel from Mount Vernon, Texas, nearby to the great metropolis of Dallas, Don Meredith.
Thank you.
Watching a lot of interesting happenings tonight. Primarily the momentum shift at halftime. The Dallas Cowboys coming out and totally dominating here in the 2nd half. Buffalo, 1st and 10 from their own 20-yard line. Jerry Butler. And he's taken by Charlie White, who is shaken up once again.
Charlie Waters,
rather.
He's had so many problems with basically with his knees. He's had shoulder problems.
He's in pain now.
Yeah, we saw him go out earlier in the game when he had an eye and the finger.
Grabbed that right arm as though it could have something to do with his right shoulder. He was shaken up earlier, if you're with us. Very similar situation. Contact not that severe.
There's a little action going on there. Butler is a heck of a receiver. Charlie Waters coming in. Always does a good job. See if you can see. Fell right on his left shoulder. And that's the one that's dragging.
There's Charlie.
I tell you, Charlie is a guy that really, he's the defensive signal caller back there. You've seen him all night. You've seen him all season. He waves his arms, waves his hands. He's got 2 rookies playing with him. They really depend so much on him. Really, in so many areas. He plays well, but he also is the guy that calls those signals back in there.
There's the newest member of the Ring of Honor there, Mel Renfro, recently honored. And as we can see, there are only 5 Cowboys thus far have been enshrined, I guess is one way of saying it, in the Ring of Honor here at Texas Stadium.
Enringed.
I guess you could say enringed.
They've been enringed.
Great thrills by many of those players over the years as this team has developed into one of the perennial winners. And Charlie Waters up, one would presume. It had something to do perhaps with a pinched nerve.
Like hitting a funny bone, maybe.
Charlie Waters appears to be all right. Butler picked up 5 yards. It is now 2nd and 5 for Buffalo at their own 25-yard line. Time definitely a factor. 5:54 remaining, and the clock has started. 3 interceptions. He only had 9 in the previous 9 games of the season. Did Joe Ferguson. Ferguson, and almost picked off by Ron Fellows, another one of those rookies back there. A 7th-round draft pick out of Missouri.
Frank, it's new. This telecast is presented by the authority of the National Football League. It's intended for the private use of our audience, and the rebroadcast or other use of this telecast without the express written consent of the National Football League is prohibited.
All right.
Oh, does that look? Oh. Somebody please tell me that's nachos.
No jalapeno peppers, though.
One for you. One for you. We got a lot of good Mexican food down here.
3rd down and 5.
10-40 tried it.
You gotta like it.
He's not well.
Flag is down as Fritz bobbles the ball.
All kinds of flags. They're still getting out there with Dobler and Dutton. And Dutton is really getting hot.
There is some kind of war, and even Joe Ferguson is amused by it, going on between John Dutton and Conrad Dobler. Dobler, 69.
Well, he doesn't really have a good shot. That's what he got. That's what he got before.
That's called leg whipping.
That's called, you're not supposed to do that.
4th down, Greg Cater is on. Jones is deep. Greg Cater has been very active here in the 2nd half. This time, he gets it to turn over, and it takes James Jones back to his 33-yard line, where he's captured instantly up around the 39-yard line. 42-yard punt. Nice kick by Greg Cater. So Dallas, 5:20 on the clock, leading 27-14, in very good shape, and we're going to pause 5 seconds and allow our stations to identify themselves.
WFAA Television, Channel 8, Dallas-Fort Worth.
Interesting football game. Seesaw battle, Buffalo having the lead in the first half. Dallas exploding for 17 quick points in the 3rd quarter, have extended their lead to 27-14, dominating totally here in the 2nd half. Ron Springs, big opening as Springs bangs through after the 47-yard line. Gain of 8, it'll be 2nd down and 2 as Jim Haslett made the stop for Buffalo.
Very simply, it's a tired Buffalo team. They have been outmanned. The Dallas front four took over in the 2nd half. And quickly seizing on every opportunity, they cleaned up on the Buffalo Bills. It's that simple.
Word on Charlie Waters. Pinched nerve. We should see him again. 2nd down and 2. Is he clever?
Got him a first down.
First down inside Buffalo territory, close to the 49-yard line.
4.5 minutes left, counting down. It's run-out time now.
Got a Cowboy that's down. Referee calls the injury timeout. Appears to be Herb Scott, I think.
Dorsett now 114 yards as we see Herb Scott, the all-pro left guard for the Cowboys, being attended. Scott appears to be all right, leaving the field. He'll get an ovation. Glenn Tittenser will replace Scott, rookie from Brigham Young, third-round draft pick. And tonight is starting to look like 15 consecutive games. Last time the Cowboys lost here was in postseason play. They lost to the Los Angeles Rams in December of '79.
Billy Waddy caught that pass. Vince Ferragamo.
You know, since they opened this stadium in '71, Dallas is 69 wins to 15 losses. Not a very friendly atmosphere. On 1st and 10.
Look at that acceleration.
And every time you watch this young man in his 3rd year from Ohio State, he improves.
Well, that was terrific acceleration right through the mind. Look at this one. Kurt Peterson, 65, moved him out to the outside. Cooper on the outside. Cooper's a heck of a good tackle. Big hole, and he really didn't know how to hit it.
5th-round draft pick. Again, you get back to fundamentals. How do you build a football team? You get the right director of player personnel who knows how to draft. In this case, Gilbrand.
Dorsett, 114 yards rushing. Springs now 61. 1st and 10, Dallas. Springs.
Good move.
Oh, what a nice move. To get 4 yards when he should have had 2 to the 31. It'll be 2nd down and 6.
Coming inside of 3 minutes now.
Hey, about Ron Springs, he was a junior college player of the year a few years ago and placed, well, Coffeyville, Kansas to be exact. He had 1,800 yards rushing that year and 25 TDs. He was also Ohio State's leading rusher and receiver as a junior. Hurt as a senior, and as Howard pointed out, the Cowboys knew he had it. They picked him up in the 5th round. On 2nd and 6. Dorsett. And Dorsett held short of the first down at the 28-yard line. Charlie Romes playing it well there from the corner for Buffalo.
Playing against a fine football team, finely coached. The Dallas Cowboys tonight, I think, have put on their best exhibition of the season. They came through when they had to in every quarter. The front four, the quarterback. The remaining weakness, the defensive secondary. The running backs, sensational.
Dallas lets it run down to the 2-minute warning. And that is what remains in the game for Dallas to draw into a tie with Philadelphia in the NFC Eastern Division. It'll be 3rd and 2 when we come back.
Excuse me. I'm not the same crazy coach who used to storm around the sidelines yelling at the officials. I've learned to relax, and I drink light beer from Miller. Do you know that Light's got 1/3 less calories than a regular beer? And listen to this. Light doesn't fill me up. Besides that, Light tastes fantastic. Oh, sure, there are a lot of other beers around, and you can drink any one you want. But let me tell you this.
Light beer from Miller. Everything you always wanted in a beer, and less.
As I was saying, I don't care what anybody else...
When this young executive bought a house, he looked in towns where the commuter trains were reliable. Smart. And when he bought a new car, he researched resale prices on the model he wanted. Smart. And today, he's placing the biggest order for plain paper copiers in his company's history. He chose Savin, the company with an extensive product line and the largest service network in the industry. Smart.
Back at Texas Stadium in Irving, crowd is starting to pull away. They have seen enough, if you will, and most of it has been awesome here in the 2nd half for the Dallas Cowboys. Cowboys now leading 27-14. They have a 3rd down, long 2. The ball is at Buffalo's 28-yard line. again. This time they get it off. Ron Springs. And he is short of the first down.
Well, I don't know what that was all about in the backfield, but clearly.
Trying to make an audible there, I think. Looks like it's going to be a 4th down shot.
And Tom Landry has Rafael Septien right next to him, but he does not send him in. For Dallas, there's a 4th and 1. I think they'll just let the seconds tick off. 1:30 and the clock is moving. Seconds continuing to tick away, and now it's stopped with 1:24 remaining in the game.
Very difficult game for Coach Chuck Knox. His team in the end undermanned against a team with superior personnel. Yet he brought his team up for this game, and they had a brilliant first half until just seconds before the end, 33 to be exact. A terrible mistake by Joe Ferguson caused an intercept when Buffalo was on the Dallas 7. They might have, at the very least, had a field goal that would have given them the going into the locker room momentum, but it did not happen that way.
The clock is continuing to run down. We have no indication of a timeout on the field by either team. Buffalo is complaining.
I don't blame him, man. That's the biggest screw up I've seen in a while.
Danny White did not call timeout. He just walked over to the sidelines, and we're going to have to probably do something.
Yeah, we have to do something.
We've seen a lot of this tonight.
Yeah.
Maybe they'll correct the clock.
Hopefully.
The scoreboard clock indicates that Dallas has been charged with a timeout. We saw no official indication. And Danny White is standing there saying, you guys figure it out.
That's 5 zebras, but let's think about an old blue dog. You want to?
Go ahead.
Once I had an old blue dog, made them possums walk that log. Run them possums up a tree. Here he comes.
Will the timekeeper put 25 seconds back on the clock?
Yes, I will.
25 seconds.
Now you were saying.
Boy, I tell you, that guy really knows how to break up a good routine, doesn't he? Probably was just best.
I'll tell you one thing, Nashville is safe.
I guess you're right.
Well, they put the seconds back on the scoreboard clock amidst a lot of confusion. We'd like to tell you this ABC Sports exclusive has been brought to you by Light Beer, everything you always wanted in a beer and less, and by Datsun, who invites you to see all the exciting new 1982 Datsun cars and trucks at your Datsun dealer today.
Nashville may be safe gift, but not Willie Nelson.
That's true.
Well, they put the 25 seconds back on the clock. Now they're ticking off once again. We're down to 1 minute remaining. It's 4th down and 2. The field goal unit stays on the bench for the Dallas Cowboys. And Dallas is now approaching another delay of game penalty. They might set the record. Nope, they get the play off. Springs piled up right side. He'll be short of the first down, and a flag is down. Well, a game that's been very interesting to watch in many respects. Exciting at other times. Has deteriorated somewhat here in the final few minutes.
Well, they didn't make that first down.
And a flag was down.
There is no foul. The block was legal by 87. No foul. We are picking up the flag.
Well, a little more confusion. We didn't question the block of Jay Saldi. But they work it out, and Buffalo has the football. They'll have a first down at their own 28-yard line. Buffalo next week will be at St. Louis. That is followed by games with New England, Washington, San Diego, New England again, and would you believe, Buffalo closes out the year with Miami.
Be a good one, won't it?
Next week, Dallas will be at Detroit. Then they play Washington, Chicago, Baltimore, Philadelphia, and then the Giants. Picked off. Everson Walls, his 10th interception of the year. He just happens to be where he should be, or where he should not be.
That's got to be close to your record for your rookie.
That's his 10th interception of the year. In his 10th game of the year, he had 3 in preseason.
Well, the ball was underthrown, and he was just in the right position.
He He's remarkable. They got him as a free agent. He led the nation last year at Grambling.
You know what Ernie Stotner told Gil Brandt?
Did you know what?
You and your computer drafting. Says you just bring in the free agents. We'll train them. We'll make them. We don't need. Tied Mel Renfro's record of 10 interceptions, by the way.
And he's got a few games remaining.
He surely does. He surely does. You know, our buddy Steve Bazika's mom is in the hospital in Canton. She's 84 years old. We're going to wish her a speedy recovery. Her name's Dina.
Amen.
First down at 10. Danny White flops on the football. Cowboys with the deep man as a safety protection, I guess you could call the man that they drop deep. Buffalo exercises a timeout. They have 2 remaining. And will give us an opportunity to thank Steve Bazika and, of course, our statistician, Jerry Klein, and tell you the executive producer of ABC Sports is Roone Arledge. ABC's NFL Monday Night Football produced, of course, by Bob Goodrich and directed by Chet Forty. Our technical director, Joe Chavo. Associate director is Bob Rosberg. Yes, the son of the former PGA champion. Good man, too. Technical manager, Coach Coltrane. Our unit manager, Bob Cervelli. Assistant to the producer is Robbie Cowan. Great bunch of guys to travel around the country with, and we're going to be traveling out to Seattle to watch the Chargers, who are having their problems in that Western Division of the AFC. Denver now back out on top with a win yesterday.
That was a great game. Their win over Cleveland. Great game.
Overtime.
Denver with the 7-3 mark in the Western Division of the AFC. San Diego hovering close at 6-4, and we'll see them against Seattle. Seattle winner yesterday over the Pittsburgh Steelers. Second down and 12. And I guess we'll watch this happen a couple more times.
Yep. There's a good shot of the winning coach.
Tom Landry.
Not that one.
There's Gil Brandt, whom you just saw. There's Tom with the new green hat.
15 winning seasons, 14 years in the playoffs, 5 Super Bowls. That's a record. He won 2 of them.
Now the updated standings. The NFC East. Dallas will be tied with the Eagles. The Giants dropping fast, and Washington coming fast. And then AFC East. The Jets closing in on Buffalo, and Miami getting, for the moment, some breathing space.
This is going to be an exciting play. I want you to watch this one, Howard.
Maybe we can get a replay. This time, Buffalo expires their final timeout.
Use it in a reverse angle.
In fact, they're not even going to use it. I do not believe. They're leaving the field, and you saw the standings. Big second half by the Dallas Cowboys. Turned it around. Great defensive effort. Joe Ferguson, the Buffalo Bills, have their work cut out for them in the AFC Eastern Division. Once again, the final score, 27-14, Dallas over Buffalo. And remember, stay tuned for ABC News Nightline 30 minutes after the game, 11:30 on the West Coast over most of these ABC stations. Travel arrangements made through and a promotional fee paid by United Airlines. United flies more people to Hawaii than any other airline. That's what friendly skies are all about. This has been a presentation of ABC Sports, recognized around the world as the leader in sports television. We'll see you next Monday night from Seattle.